So this is the Colourgun HD950A whole house filter. This is a short review on the filter and how it has been performing as we have had it installed there, and we have had it for approximately 6 months now. Now before I begin, I could make a channel and a half talking about the transgressions of the Water and Sewage Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, but I'm not going to do that here. The quality of water that we have been getting in our part of the country has been subpar to say the least. So which is why we had to buy a filter to ensure that we have clean water, because the hassle of cleaning out our tanks, having to change other filters or the smaller filters that we have, was just getting too much for us. So I bought this filter in Bhagwan Singh's, and you'll see that in the following clips. So this filter normally retails for $562 approximately at the time at which I purchased it. And here is a close-up of the box that houses the filter. It just houses the body of the filter. It doesn't come with the actual filter cartridge itself, as you will see shortly. Alright, so when you open the box, that is the actual filter itself. You see it's made of a very durable and sturdy plastic. It comes with a filter wrench. So the filter wrenches are also sold separately, as are the filter cartridges. And this is the choice of cartridge that I'm opting to use in the filter. It retails for about $112, and it is a large pleated polyester cartridge that appears to give basic filtration from what I'm seeing here. The pore size of the filter is about 50 microns, so I chose to go with a coarse filter because I didn't want to have to change the filter regularly. I have filters all the way up the line, and I will also make mention that I am not using this filter in isolation. I have some smaller filters right before they enter the tanks and the house, but these have been clogging up really quickly with the sediment that's been coming in the water supply from the road. So I am just using this as a coarse filter before the water enters the final filtration system and the tanks and eventually the house. Now, as you saw from the unboxing clip, it was just the raw filter housing itself and the wrench to actually take this bottom section out in order to change the filter cartridge, but no bracket to mount or wall was supplied. So I'm shutting the water off and depressurizing the line before I dismantle my filter setup here, as you will see. So let's undo the threaded collars on either side of the filter here and take it apart, and let's see how well this filter did in trying to remove the solids that came in through the main line. And by the way, I know I must have the most ghetto setup for a filter in the whole country at this moment, but I'm not complaining. I really needed to set this up. Okay, so I undid the filter from its housing. I'm now going to attempt to open it using the wrench and then take a peek inside and see how well it works. So unfortunately, I broke the wrench in trying to take apart the filter housing, and I had to run back to the hardware and buy a couple other extra wrenches. And I used 2 wrenches so that I wouldn't be putting too much pressure on one wrench to take apart the housing. And now that I've taken apart the housing, let's take a look and see how well the filter did in the past 6 months. That's right, I was expecting that. A lot of nasty muck on that filter. And I also learned this the hard way. Don't look to change your filter when you see the water company in and around your area doing roadworks. Wait at least 2 to 3 days to pass so that that sediment blows through the system, gets trapped in the old filter before you decide to change out the filter there. And that's all that nasty water and sediments that got trapped there. Now here's a close-up of the filter again. I just run my finger off of it and as expected it was slimy and gross. So I'm not sure if you're seeing this, but I put a very thin layer of Vaseline on the O-ring, and I inspected the O-ring to see whether or not it was squished or deformed or broken or cut before I inserted the new filter back into the housing. And here I am, I just opened that new filter. I'm gently lowering it down into the filter housing before I put it back together again. So all that was left for me to do was to just repressurize the line by opening back up the taps again and priming the system via that priming knob on the top of the filter there. So I would definitely recommend this filter for if you're a homeowner or if you have a small commercial property. The filter is not overly sized, so it makes it pretty easy to install. Even though I have a less than adequate setup here, the body of the filter is very sturdy, and as you could see here, I've gotten 6 months of pretty good service out of the filter, and it has filtered quite a lot of solids and sediments in the local water supply. I'm definitely pleased with the product, the build quality and everything else that I have gotten with the filter so far, apart from the fact that a mounting bracket was not included in the filter. But I will definitely recommend this as opposed to larger filters available locally that cost a lot more. So here ends my review of the Culligan HD950A whole house water filter. I hope you found this helpful, and as always, thanks for watching.